What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Yep, another prediction video. Shocker. Oh my. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about UFC 280 Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. I am very excited for these fights, and I'm going to give you my breakdown, who I think is going to win. Why am I doing this with my hands? I don't know. Anyways, let's hop straight into it and get these predictions up and going. Now, I could be here all day talking about this whole card, to be honest. Like, I mean, Bilal Muhammad, Sean Brady's a good fight. There's a lot of good Russian guys on the prelims. Volkan Ozdemir's fighting Nikita Krylov. That's another good fight. We got Caitlin Chukagian on the pay-per-view. I know Beneil Dariush is on the pay-per-view as well. But I'm going to focus on the main three fights that everybody's really talking about at the moment, just so we can kind of keep the video watchable in length time and to really see what I think compared to what other people think. So anyway, the first fight we're going to talk about is Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. Spicy fight this one. I really like Sean O'Malley. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of his. The way he carries his charisma and the way he fights in the cage, it's really fun to watch, I gotta say. There's no fighter quite like Sean O'Malley, if I'm being totally honest. But he's going against a bad man in Petr Yan across the cage. That man will freaking go Hail Mary, swinging hooks, uppercuts, and that man has got some serious power. A Muay Thai specialist at its best. I'm torn. I am very torn. My head wants to pick Sean O'Malley, I can't lie, but my gut's telling me Petr Yan. But I do think there is a possibility that Sean can, kind of almost pick Petr apart from range, like hit the 1-2 in his face, snap the jab, keep a front kick up in him if Petr Yan can't catch it, or to go in for the takedown. Sean's gonna have to be very careful with kicks because of how powerful Petr Yan is. He could easily just catch one of those kicks and use it to take him down, get on top of him, and pummel him from the ground. But who knows how good Sean will be with getting back up too. I mean, he has known to been very slick on the ground in the past, but I do think if it was to go to the ground, Petr Yan would have an advantage putting all that power and muscle on top of Sean. But if I did have to choose a winner of this fight, I would have to take Petr Yan. It hates me to say it because I do love Sean O'Malley, but I'm leaning towards Petr Yan on this fight, mainly because I just think Petr Yan's higher skilled, and he's got the power and the skills to put Sean O'Malley's lights out. Sean O'Malley will be a champion at 135 pounds one day. 100%. I feel like he's just got to wait maybe 2 or 3 more years, maybe a little more, because I mean, Sean's still young. Like, how old is Sean? Let me check that. Sean O'Malley's 27. And I don't even know how old Aljamain Sterling is, but Aljo and Yan are probably just about in their 30s. I mean, yeah, it says Petr Yan is 29 right in front of me. So, he's just gotta wait a few more years for Sean, to be honest. I feel like he has every capability to go become bantamweight champ, but it's just a matter of, can he put the final pieces together and really earn that championship status, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm gonna take Petr Yan by a decision. I don't think he'll stop Sean O'Malley. I think Sean's got a chin on him. Maybe if he does a Marlon Vera and just snaps his friggin' leg out, he'll get a stoppage. But I mean, it's very well possible Petr Yan knocks Sean O'Malley out, but I don't think it'll end up happening with Sean's range, because I don't think Petr will land that clean shot, but I do think he can land enough punches to win a point fight. So give me Petr Yan by decision. And now for another spicy fight at bantamweight. Bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling clashes with former two-time Bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw. Woo! I love this fight. Now, is TJ off the juice is the main question. I think he is. I mean, he passed the Sandhagen fight with no issues or USADA pops or anything like that. So TJ's all good at the moment. We'll see how the tests come back against Sterling. God, I'm talking to TJ like he's John Jones. I'm sorry, TJ. I've always liked your fighting style, but I mean, I gotta say, in that Sandhagen fight, TJ showed a lot of heart to almost have his knee friggin' blown out in the first round. Was it his knee? Oh my god, I watched the countdown show last night. Was it his knee? I can't remember. I know there was some part of his body where it completely blew out in the first round, and he still kept fighting and ended up edging out a decision over Corey Sandhagen, who was no joke. So, I can't swear. Great job to TJ Dillashaw there in that situation. I mean, after his Cejudo loss, I'm sure there were a lot of doubts after getting stopped in like 20-30 seconds like he did. And I mean, but you look back in the past of TJ's fights, I mean, Renan Barão twice, Cody Garbrandt twice, Dominic Cruz, well, should be Dominic Cruz, because I do think he beat Dom. God, like, TJ's beaten the who's who. He knows exactly what it takes to be a champion, but he's going up against the new champion in Aljamain Sterling. I have always believed in Aljo. I do think Aljo is a highly credible fighter. He's got the talent to strike from especially from range. He's got great grappling techniques, like we've seen in the fight against Petr Yan back in April. So I think this fight is just a matter of who can establish themselves more, because Sterling's ground game could easily establish over Dillashaw's, and TJ's output, pace, and will to win could easily beat Sterling in the striking department. But I think one key component of this fight is, will TJ stop the takedown? Because you know the takedown is coming, but can you stop it is the other question. But anyways, I'm going to... Ooh, I don't know who I'm going to take here on this one. I'm just looking at the stats here now, and TJ looks a bit smaller in height over Aljo. They're the same weight, obviously, and ooh, that could be a big factor. Aljo's got a 10 centimeter longer reach than TJ Dillashaw, so he's definitely got to keep the straight punches in his face, gotta extend on those shoulders, and really keep TJ out of range in the striking department. Because, I mean, he could easily, like, if TJ comes in like the bulldozer that he can be, Aljo can just pivot off, throw the hook, 1-2 back in the face, and keep going out of range, shoot a takedown against the cage. There's plenty of ways to win this fight for both fighters, but I do think that it's going to come down to who has more ways to win, who wants to put their output on the other guy the most. I do think TJ wants to put Sterling to bed the most after what I've seen from interviews recently, but I think Aljamain Sterling has more ways to win this fight, and I think Aljamain Sterling out-grapples TJ Dillashaw and wins by decision. For me, it's like not even a 60-40, like a 55-45. I think 55% of the time, if they fight like 10 times, I think, or 20 times or whatever, I think Aljo's gonna win 55% of the time. I think TJ would win 45% of the time. It's a very even fight, no shadow of a doubt. But I mean, what I've seen from Aljo in the Petr Yan fight last time out, I think if he can do that same thing with Dillashaw, I think it could be a lot worse of a night for TJ. So I'm going to take Aljamain Sterling by pretty much a grapple fest, and he takes the decision. There's probably going to be a few rounds where TJ gets the striking going. I'm thinking like he might stop at takedowns like round 3, 4, maybe even 2, and just put a striking output on Sterling. But it's just a matter of, I think Sterling's gonna get TJ down and rule him out pretty much. Main event time. Now, if I was a betting man, this is one fight I would far from want to bet on. Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. Ooh, what a fight. I have been thinking about this fight for, God, 2 years now, and I just don't see how this fight can disappoint anybody. Like, Charles Oliveira's jiu-jitsu is such an 8 factor in this fight with Islam, because like everybody talks about how good or how similar Islam is to Khabib and how good Khabib was, but for me, that guy who was really good at jiu-jitsu never came to Khabib. Like, obviously he was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson a bunch of times, but point is that never happened. I would have loved to have seen that fight, but it never happened. And I honestly feel like this fight right here between Charles and Islam is gonna be the closest fight, or the closest thing we get to Khabib versus Tony for the OG fans, like, what, 3 to 8 years ago, pretty much. Oh my, I've been watching for about 6 now. I love this sport. Anyway, let's be real here. Islam's gonna get Charles down at some point. It's just a matter of when can he do it? When will the takedown come? When will he get on top? Will he even knock him down, as a matter of fact? Because Charles Oliveira has been knocked down, what, in the first round, 3 of his last 3 fights. It's, like, I mean, but the thing is about Charles Oliveira, like, he used to have the quit in him, but now he's completely changed. Like, once he faces adversity, he comes back even stronger. It almost feels like with Charles Oliveira, the most dangerous time when you're Charles Oliveira, for someone facing Charles Oliveira, is when he's vulnerable. Because, I mean, you'll knock him down at the end of the first round, and at the beginning of the second round, he comes and knocks you out like he did to Michael Chandler. Like in the Justin Gaethje fight, I'm pretty sure Gaethje got a knockdown in the first round, but he knocks him down, and then Charles Oliveira knocks him down and submits him out in the first round. It didn't even make it to the second round with Gaethje, and I mean, he did the same. He pretty well did the same thing as he did to Michael Chandler to Dustin Poirier. I mean, Charles Oliveira is a different beast, and Islam Makhachev is a different beast too. And when these two different beasts collide and make this clash of titans like we have, it's going to be one hell of a scrap, I have to say. But picking a winner is so tight. But it's honestly a coin flip. If I'm being totally honest, this fight is a coin flip of if it's going to go one way or the other. But if I had to pick a winner, if I had to, and if my career was on the line, my house, my bills, my bank account, my everything, I'm going to lean towards Charles Oliveira. Yep. Charles Oliveira. Why do I think Charles Oliveira is going to win? Jiu-jitsu. I think Jiu-jitsu might just prevail in this fight. I mean, the one thing Islam doesn't have over Khabib is Islam lost. Khabib didn't. So we know that Islam can be beaten. And I think Charles Oliveira can beat Islam Makhachev, just like I think Islam Makhachev can beat Charles Oliveira. But I think the way Charles Oliveira can beat Islam Makhachev is going to prevail in this fight. And I'm going to say Charles Oliveira submits Islam Makhachev in the 5th and final round. I think it's going to be a straight up dogfight all the way till probably like the 3rd minute of the 5th round, and Charles Oliveira is going to be on the back, gets him in an arm in triangle choke, and wins via submission. I don't think Islam will tap, I will say that. I think he'll either go to sleep or just have the referee call it before he breaks something in his body. But I'm going to take Charles Oliveira by 5th round submission over Islam Makhachev. And there we have it. Those are my UFC 280 picks and predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you're watching the fights. It's going to be one hell of a show out in Abu Dhabi. I would love to go, but money talks. Anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do the thing. Do whatever YouTuber tells you to do. Follow me on social media, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Hopefully we don't have another prediction vid. I'm working on new content, new ideas. So let me know what you want to see. Comments down below. More plugs. Anyways, guys, take care. Take her easy. Peace.